All this plus live and in person goes without a hitch. The NAACP takes issue, and we look at the new Wednesday TV lineup.
As Entertainment Tonight reveals all for Wednesday, September 28th, 1983.
Hello again, everybody. A big live show makes news, and the Emmy promo controversy continues. Ron Hendren is still vacationing, and here with us is Alan Arthur. He has our lead story.
Thank you, Mary. NBC made big news last night by turning back the television clock with a star-filled variety show called Live and in Person. Catherine Mann has that story.
Live and in Person.
The big show was broadcast from the Shrine Auditorium in Los Angeles, and it made news because it's the sort of show not seen since Ed Sullivan went off the air 12 years ago.
I did 83 Ed Sullivan shows, all live, so this is just deja vu and great fun. This is the way it should be.
One of the risks, of course, in doing a live show is that chance that something might go wrong.
I'm always screwing up, so it don't really matter. It's like, I have a good time doing it, and I think people don't mind if you mess up some. I mean, they know you're real, and so I did tonight, so I guess that means I'm real.
Standing back there, and the mics weren't working this time. I'm sorry they're not working, I'm sorry they're not working. So I just kept going, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And I had them all underneath me, but I mean, was there sound? Was I on?
You were on, and it all went okay.
And they used to do this all the time? I can't believe it.
Joan Rivers made a mad dash by ambulance from the taping of The Tonight Show to appear on Live and in Person. Afterwards, as she rushed to leave, she commented on the uproar over her remarks on the Emmy broadcast earlier in the week. Joan, do you feel you're being treated fairly?
About what?
About all this stuff about the Emmy.
Oh, it's all nonsense.
How do you feel right now?
Nervous.
Still?
Oh, yeah.
But you did it once.
I know, but now I have to do it twice. And the third time.
So one show is over, but while the first cast takes their bows, rehearsals are already starting for the next 2 shows. Catherine Mann, Entertainment Tonight.
Live and in Person continues tonight and tomorrow night. Meanwhile, the controversy over NBC's self-promotion of its wares during the Emmy broadcast continues apace. Scott Osborne has the story in our newsroom.
The Television Academy's executive board will take up the question of network self-promotion during Emmy broadcasts. So says Diana Muldaur, who will become president of the Academy next month. Muldaur would not predict board action, but as this year's executive producer of the broadcast, Gary Smith, told Entertainment Tonight, the Academy is concerned about NBC's zealous self-promotion last Sunday.
There was a meeting at the Academy to discuss the problem of internal promotions during a show. I think the Academy was justified in coming to the conclusion that the Emmy should be basically left as a program that is a nonpartisan thing.
At present, the Television Academy has control only over the Emmy broadcasts themselves, not the adjoining time spaces where NBC inserted its promotional announcements.
Thank you, Scott. With big, splashy productions like Cats and La Cage aux Folles playing to packed houses on Broadway, a one-man show opened last night. Ben Kingsley is Edmund Keene. Barbara Hauer reports.
It was a duet for one. Ben Kingsley, this year's Oscar winner for Gandhi, playing the life of Edmund Keene, among the greatest Shakespearean performers of all time. Actor meeting actor in a one-man tour de force.
I remember one night, some rogue caught sight of my costume and made an insulting remark. I flung aside my greatcoat, I drew my sword, and commanded him to draw his. He said he left it at home. I ordered him to go and fetch it. He went. He never came back. No.
I do get dreadfully frightened in the wings. My legs go first, then my stomach goes, and then my voice goes, and then my brain goes. And then I walk on stage, and miraculously they're reassembled. I do have an appetite for, I suppose, pitting my wits against new challenges and new experiences.
Making your starring debut on Broadway in a one-character play is no easy task. Lucky for Kingsley, his wife, Allison Sutcliffe, was nearby to give him moral support and professional guidance. She's the director of Edmund Kean.
He's a very easy actor to work with, I find, because he gives you an awful lot of choices. He tries everything in rehearsal, and then he selects ruthlessly. So that's a director's dream, really.
He was also an audience's dream. His fans included Sir Richard Attenborough, Gandhi's Oscar-winning director, an autograph-seeking Tony Randall, and an awestruck Lillian Gish.
He works with his whole mind and body and gives everything he's got.
What do you think Edmund Kean would have thought about your performance?
He would probably say, Kingsley, Ben Kingsley playing me? My God.
Barbara Hauer, Entertainment Tonight.
And now some stories from our Entertainment Wire. Panamanian authorities raided 2 production facilities and seized 15,000 videocassette copies of American movies and 300 tape duplicating machines. Investigators said the bogus copying went on round the clock and turned out up to 5,000 copies a day. And Frank Sinatra has filed a $2 million suit asking for an injunction which seeks to stop publication of a Sinatra biography by writer Kitty Kelly. The court action alleges that Kelly used false pretenses to obtain information about the singer from his friends and acquaintances.
And time now for a rundown of the top 5 films of the week according to our ET Movie Index. In first place, the Woody Allen picture Zelig. Its per-screen average was way ahead of the rest at $5,469. In release for just a few days, Eddie and the Cruisers moved into second spot, averaging more than $3,000 per screen. Third was the martial arts movie Revenge of the Ninja with just over $2,900. Mr. Mom is still in contention with an ET index of $2,392, making it number 4. And rounding out the top 5, the biggest movie of the summer, Return of the Jedi. Its index was more than $2,200 per screen. By the way, since its release, Jedi has grossed more than $237 million.
Ahead, Tom Selleck. He likes being a movie star, but he's staying loyal to Magnum.
And Leslie Ann Down. She's playing a most unusual role in The Last Days of Pompeii. Our spotlight now turns to television and one of its hottest stars, Tom Selleck. But as Dick Shoemaker discovered during a visit with Selleck on location in Hawaii, being a sex symbol can be tough.
Camera's ready, so are the lights. Sound is ready, and the director, and the script girl, and the actors. Magnum P.I. is well into its 4th season of shooting in Hawaii, this time with a little different look.
Sink the Army. Sink the Army. Great.
In the season's premiere episode, star Tom Selleck finds himself trying to survive a boating accident at sea. One example of how Magnum P.I. will try to expand its horizons this season.
The challenge is to keep the quality of the show up. And I mean, we succeed and fail, you know. Some shows are better than others. But we got a real good crew, and I think everybody seems very involved in the product, and that's not that common in the business. So I think everybody feels very fortunate.
Magnum P.I. has a brutal shooting schedule, and Tom Selleck is in almost every shot. He works an average 6 days a week, 10 hours a day. It's not easy being TV's reigning male sex symbol.
A lot of men would give their eye teeth to be in your shoes, to be considered a male sex symbol, if that's the proper phrase.
I don't know. I stay away from that one. That's up to other people. I mean, I'm not complaining. No, I'm very happy to be in my shoes.
It's hard for Tom Selleck now to go down the street or go into a market without being hassled.
It goes with the territory, and that doesn't always make it any easier to deal with. There's just some times where you'd like to have time to yourself, and by time to yourself, you don't really want to lock yourself up in a room or a closet or an alcove. I mean, there's such a thing as time to yourself around other people, and that gets just about impossible to have.
Selleck is proud of the work he does on Magnum P.I., even when the script calls for Tom to get paid back for being one of TV's most popular stars.
Now!
It's okay, Tom.
Your eyes okay? Your eyes okay?
This is why I get paid the big bucks, right?
One of the biggest hits of this year's Young TV season is a reworking of an old show. Aftermash proved to be a smash in the ratings. In 3 major cities, its overnight ratings averaged 31, with a 45% share of audience. That's the sort of success producers and networks are hoping for as they unveil the new TV shows. Scott Osborne has a preview of tonight's contenders.
CBS begins Wednesday evening with a new group of computer whiz kids, and ABC ends the night at an elegant new hotel.
Are we sure we want to do this? Yeah, come on.
At 8 o'clock, CBS cashes in on the home computer craze and releases Whiz Kids. A group of youthful wizards put their computer know-how to work in solving crimes. It stars former Barney Miller cop Max Gale and Matthew Laverteau, formerly of Little House.
Instead of having cops, let's say, driving fast cars and car chases and things like that, or private detectives taking their shirt off and hitting people, we have kids who use their brains and their ability to manipulate things via computer to bring the bad guys down.
Whiz Kids plays against Lee Majors and The Fall Guy on ABC, and NBC's Real People. No new faces at 9 o'clock, although ABC's Dynasty has been pushed up an hour. The Carrington family will be taking on The Facts of Life, followed by Family Ties on NBC. CBS offers 2 hours of movies. At 10 on ABC, the much-touted Hotel. Critics say this will probably be the season's biggest new hit. It boasts a cast headed by Bette Davis, as well as James Brolin and Connie Sellecca. Actress Ann Baxter will also be appearing in various episodes. It's from the same people who brought you The Love Boat, and as a result, the inevitable comparisons have begun.
It's not a landlocked love boat. It's not a comedy. It doesn't have a laugh track. We don't do comedies on the show. It's the dramatic events of people who register into Hotel, whether it be for a day or a weekend, what happens in their lives.
Hotel goes up against NBC's highly acclaimed but low-rated St. Elsewhere, while CBS finishes up the movie it began at 9. And how do our 3 TV industry experts see the evening?
Call out the artillery and all the bulldozers, because ABC is going to do it and do it big.
Clearly an ABC night. You know, they have Dynasty and very shrewdly moved it an hour earlier to the center of the night. And they're introducing a new show, a very glossy Aaron Spelling production called Hotel at 10 o'clock, and it should do very well following Dynasty.
Wednesday night I would rate as ABC's one real coup of the season. They have really strengthened this night.
3 new shows make their appearance on Thursday night this season. Tomorrow we'll see what kind of competition they offer Magnum P.I. Scott Osborne, Entertainment Tonight.
Hotel checked in with a 23.7 rating and a 38% share of the audience in its premiere episode last week. That made it the 2nd highest rated show of the week. While Hotel is doing well with the audiences, our media critic Leonard Harris says the program has a few problems.
Tonight, ABC will air the 2nd installment in its new series, Hotel. Whatever marks it gets from the public, I'm afraid it's going to be a failure at hotel management schools all over America. Called the St. Gregory, it is actually the Fairmont in San Francisco, and it is gorgeous. But if I were Bette Davis, who owns it, I would fire the entire staff from manager James Brolin on down. Here's what happened in the 2-hour premiere. Connie Sellecca just walks in off the street and takes over the job of assistant manager, shooing away a dozen applicants because they're all more qualified than she is. At first, Brolin doesn't even notice she's there. Then when she confesses what she's done, he, of course, hires her. Erin Moran arrives to sing in the nightclub, where a sleazy agent from where else, New York, has told her he's booked her. Call him, she says to guest relations director Shay Farrell. Any sensible hotel man would say, call him yourself, there's a pay phone. Farrell says, we'll keep trying him till we get him. Meanwhile, you have no place to stay. Would the presidential suite do? On the house, of course. A young married couple working at the hotel is about to celebrate their 1st anniversary. They appropriate the sumptuous Peking suite, on the house, of course. Meanwhile, a real paying guest, Alejandro Rey, who is the king of somewhere, first has his sleep disturbed by the sound of a gang rape in the suite above. How inconsiderate. Then his air conditioning breaks down, so he is moved to the Peking suite. Guess who's in his bed? Then Brolin, Mr. Nice Guy, hires as a security man an ex-con who promptly mistakes the police chief for a silverware filcher. Betty Davis is apparently so confident of this management, she announces she's going away for a while. Hurry back, Betty, before the place goes bankrupt. Leonard Harris, Entertainment Tonight.
The reason Miss Davis went away is she's now recovering from a mastectomy and a stroke at a New York hospital. Miss Davis has not filmed any episodes of the show since the pilot and isn't scheduled to appear this week or next.
Civil rights organizations have long complained about a lack of television roles for black actors. Now, only a few days into the new season, black groups are angry about 2 new ABC shows with black actors in roles the group considers demeaning. Gene Wolfe reports.
The 2 series under fire. Webster, starring Emmanuel Lewis as a black child adopted into a white home, and Just Our Luck, with T.K. Carter as a black genie serving a white master. The shows premiered this season, and Just Our Luck in particular has drawn criticism for perpetuating stereotypical images of blacks as subservient to whites.
We've come to the conclusion that the show should be taken off the air because it is a racist show, and it's very, very demeaning, stereotypical to black people.
Just Our Luck star T.K. Carter doesn't necessarily believe his role offers an offensive portrayal.
I don't think people are going to really pay attention to whether the guy is black or white, and that's the way I approach the role.
Emmanuel Lewis, the young star of Webster, sees his show as simply a family program.
It's about a kid is getting adopted by Susan Clark and Alex Karras.
In Webster's case, Webster needs a parent, a role model of a black family. We don't have that balance.
Producers of Just Our Luck decline comment. However, they have reportedly agreed to make some changes in light of the criticism. Meanwhile, Webster producers at Paramount said any charges that their show is racist are, quote, not justified. Gene Wolfe, Entertainment Tonight.
Here's a report from the bookshelf. In The Complete Films of John Wayne, the authors reveal what the late star considered to be the worst movie of his career. It was a 1931 film called Girls Demand Excitement. Its high point was a basketball game between the girls and the boys team of a small college. Wayne was sulking about the film one day when Will Rogers asked him what was bothering him. Wayne told him. Rogers shrugged, smiled, and offered the young actor a bit of advice. "You working, ain't you?"
Probably good advice for any actor. Leslie Ann Down, who's been hard at work in London, has certainly had no trouble following it, judging by the variety of roles she's played.
I've never lived an outrageous life at all. I've always liked being at home.
On screen, Leslie Ann Down has played characters who range from unusual to outrageous. A foreign spy, a diamond thief, a nurse, and an Egyptologist. Tame roles compared to what gossip columnists have said is a very lively personal life.
Well, you know what the newspapers are like. I mean, if one lived the life that the newspapers make out that one lives, I think most actors and actresses would look 110. Huge bags under their eyes, alcoholics by the time they're 12 and a half.
These days, the only thing scandalous about her are the characters she plays. She's just finished the ABC miniseries The Last Days of Pompeii, a story based on the volcanic destruction of the Italian city in the 1st century. Down plays one of Pompeii's more popular citizens.
She's a prostitute, a slave prostitute. So her role is, I suppose, to give pleasure. There were houses, and the girls lived in the houses and were taken care of, and they had a madame, and the clients came to see them, so there was none of this sort of going out on the street in hot pants and waving down people who they think could be customers who turn out to be policemen. So I think life was slightly easier for the prostitute then than it is now.
Prostitutes in Pompeii undressed before prospective customers. But for Pompeii on television, Down will remain dressed. Nude scenes are not for her.
I wouldn't take my clothes off. No. I have, but I wouldn't again. It's so embarrassing. There you are. That's what I end up in. Ooh. Like that.
Down is married to director William Friedkin, and they have a 1-year-old son. She says motherhood, more than anything else, has changed her lifestyle.
I used to sort of languish in bed till noon if I wasn't working, and get up and make a cup of tea and take it back to bed with me and get the papers and basically lead a lazy life. And you can't do that anymore, not with a baby. It's wonderful. He's so divine.
On tomorrow's show, Frankie Avalon. Is he going to make another beach blanket movie after all these years?
And Leonard Maltin with a report on whatever happened to Westerns. That wraps up this edition of the show. Alan and I will be back again tomorrow. Please join us for a preview of the new television programs.
We'll also have a look at the celebration for the newest star on Hollywood's Walk of Fame, John Ritter.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Goodbye.
The entire country waits and wonders if Alexis and Crystal will be saved from a burning cabin. Tonight, be watching Columbus 6 for the season premiere of Dynasty. It begins at 9 on WTVN.